you for joining us today as we celebrate the mission to remember the fallen, honor those who serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. I would like to first thank everyone who donated, who my sponsors are for Mission Barbecue in both Laurel and Greenbelt, for their donations, and most importantly, my largest sponsor, the Captain John Oter Ride for the Fallen. So thank you. Without you, without all of you, it wouldn't be possible. I will be giving instructions at the end of the ceremony for laying wreaths, just so you guys know. We ask that to start the event, you all please join me in a moment of silence to remember the fallen, prisoners of war, and those missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving this great nation's armed services. Okay, thank you. Color guard, present colors.
Guard, forward, march. Guard, up. Guard, right turn, march. Guard, present, colors.
Okay, I haven't seen the Reverend. If you're here, come on up. Okay. All right, well, we are going to have the national anthem performed by Garrison Wright.
Get off of me, shot.
Guard, order, coast. Guard, left, turn, march. Guard, forward, march.
You go back to the
Okay,
cook.
thank you. Thank you all for joining us here today. This year, across the country, at more than 4,600 locations, like this one, there are millions of Americans gathering safely as one nation to remember, honor, and teach. We are all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people from many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout the nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We are free to vote for the leaders of our choosing, and we have the right to succeed. We have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free. And we shall not forget you. We shall remember. Today, more than ever, we reflect on our nation's veterans and active duty service members who have had and continue to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. For this we say thank you, and we are honored to know you. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away that most of us have never even heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Today, we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States of America as we remember the fallen, honor those who have served and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. I would like to now ask the Honorable Keith Sidnor, the Mayor of City of Laurel, to come up with some welcoming remarks.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? Once again, I want to say good morning to our distinguished guests, our veterans, our service members, our community leaders, and the residents of the City of Laurel, Maryland. Also want to acknowledge our council members from Ward 1, James Cole, Councilman from Ward 2, Kyla Clark, Councilman from Ward 2, Jeffrey Mills, our Chief of Police, Russ Hamlin, and I think that's all the city staff I see out here right now. Thank you all for gathering today as we come together to observe the Wreath across America. It is an honor to stand before you today to pay tribute to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces who made the ultimate sacrifice of service to our country. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the organizers, the volunteers, and the veteran organizations and the community members who helped make this event possible today. Your commitment ensures that our fallen heroes never be forgotten. As we lay the wreaths today, I want to take a moment to acknowledge an important distinction between the Wreath Across America, Veterans Day, and Memorial Day. Three occasions that hold profound meaning but serve different purposes. Veterans Day celebrate each year on November 11th, honor all military veterans, both living and deceased, who served honorably in war or peace. It is a day of gratitude, a time to thank those among us who wore the uniform, protect our freedoms, and return home to continue serving their communities. So thank you. Memorial Day, observed the last Monday in May, is dedicated solely to remember those who died in the line of duty. Wreath Across America, which we are here today, goes a further step further, ensuring that we take time, especially during the holiday season, to honor our fallen service members by placing wreaths on their graves. It reminds us that while many of us gather with love during this season, some families will have an empty chair at their table. The wreaths we place today is not just decoration. They are symbols of remembrance, honor, and teaching. We remember the fallen by saying their names, and we place the wreath on their graves. We honor their service and sacrifice. We teach future generations that freedom is never free. it comes with great responsibility and sacrifice. So let's honor our veterans, not just today, but every day. If you know a veteran, thank them for their service. If you see a Gold Star family member, acknowledge their deepest sacrifice they have made. And when you lay a wreath today, take a moment to reflect on the names you see, their story, their service, and their sacrifice. As we conclude this ceremony, let us hold the memories of those who gathered everything for our freedom. May us be inspired by their courage, strive to live lives worthy of their sacrifice. May God bless our veterans, their families, the City of Laurel, the United States of America, and go Navy, beat Army.
Okay. I had no control over that. Just saying. Y'all can wrestle later. I would like to also bring up Commander Josephine Lohman. She's the commander of American Legion Post 60.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
Go Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be speaking with you today on such an important occasion. We're here to honor our fallen service members and to remember the sacrifices they have made and the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, and country. Thinking of those heroes, a person can't help but feel awed by the enormity of what they encountered. They came from all walks of life, but they shared several fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty and integrity, all the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Many of them didn't ask to leave their homes to fight on distant battlefields. Many didn't even volunteer. They were called to be part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect the nation, which has given them so much. Millions of Americans have fought and died on battlefields here and abroad to defend our freedoms and way of life. We have awarded medals to many soldiers, added their names to monuments, and named buildings for them to honor them for their bravery. But nothing can replace the hole left behind by a fallen service member. And no number of medals and ribbons can comfort the ones left behind. Today, people throughout the country will gather together to remember, to honor, and to pay gratitude to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Our gathering is just one small spark in the flame of pride that burns across the nation every day. Your presence here today and that of people gathering across America is a tribute to those lost troops and to their families. It is a way to say, we remember. Thank you for attending today. God bless you and your families. God bless our troops, and God bless America.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ms. Teresa Carlson. She is the Gold Star mother of Eugene Mills III, Laurel's hometown hero.
She's shaking hands right now, so
She's saying hello to everybody. So come on up. Oh.
stay with me.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Teresa Carlson, and I'm the proud Gold Star mother of Marine Lance Corporal Eugene Mills III. I'm honored to be here to tell his story. We called him Gene, but his Marine buddies called him Gino. And Gene was born on November 19th, 1990, just a few blocks down the street on Haynes Court. He loved to play video games with his younger brother Jake, and ironically, his favorite game was Call of Duty. Even though he and his brother went through the usual sibling rivalry, Gene always looked after his younger brother. Gene was 17 years old when he enlisted with the Marines in 2008. After graduating boot camp, was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. with 1st Battalion, 8th Marines. His first deployment to Afghanistan lasted for 7 months, and when his company was called up for the second deployment in 2012, I prayed that the next 7 months would go by quickly as the war was winding down. On June 22, 2012, during his second deployment to Afghanistan, his team encountered enemy fire. And here's an excerpt from his sergeant, Brandon Moore, of what happened that fateful day. We inserted early in the morning of June 22nd in Sangin Valley. Once finally in our compound, we all started setting up defensive positions. At some point, Gino stood up on a roof and proclaimed, "It will be a cold day in hell, Taliban." We all laughed and kept working. Most of our engagements in Afghanistan were usually several hundred meters away, not in Sangin. Only a few hours after occupying our compound, our patrol base was attacked, in some places as close as 50 meters. The platoon got on the roofs of the structures and the compound walls and started repelling the enemy assault. Gino stayed on that roof as it was our squad's time for post. Only a couple hours later, a single shot rang out. Gino on post with another Marine was struck in the neck. Only seconds later, more enemy fires started firing up the position from so close we could hear them calling commands to each other. Gino could not be evacuated for some time due to intense enemy fire, but the Black Hawk pilot team landed anyway against what they were being told. Gino made it all the way to forward operating base Eddie, where surgeons lost him on the table. On June 22nd, 2012, I became a Gold Star mother. I will never forget the 2 Marines who came to my house. The words that they spoke as I read from the paper took my breath away. "Ma'am, we are sorry to inform you." And that was all I could hear as I went into shock, disbelief, and sadness. The support from family, friends, people who I never met, my son's Marine buddies, their families, the United States Marine Corps, was truly overwhelming but very comforting. They were there for me, but also as a tribute to our hero. My son taught me a very valuable lesson that freedom is not free, and every Memorial Day, 4th of July, Patriots Day, Gold Star Mother's Day, and Veterans Day will have special meaning to me. On these special days, I will honor and remember him and other heroes. If you have ever visited Arlington National Cemetery, you are in the presence of over 400,000 heroes who served and made the ultimate sacrifice. Last Sunday, I placed a wreath on Gene's grave in Section 60 and told him that we love him and miss him. As I listened to Trace Atkins' song, Arlington, the following lyrics bring some assurance knowing that Gene is resting peacefully. And I'm proud to be on this peaceful piece of property. I'm on sacred ground, and I'm in the best of company. I'm thankful for the things I've done. I can rest in peace. I'm one of the chosen ones. I made it to Arlington. As we lay our wreaths today, read their names, say their names, and take some time to research their stories and talk to their families. Remembrance is the highest honor, so that they will never be forgotten. I am grateful to be here today to honor our veterans and heroes who rest peacefully on this hallowed ground. May we never forget their sacrifice and duty to country. And 3 things I'd like for you to take away from today. Number 1, remember the fallen. Number 2, honor those who serve, who have served, and teach our children the value of freedom. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Back to me.
I would like to now start the laying of the remembrance wreaths. sorry, I'm freezing cold. My nose is running. Aye. But I just have to remind myself that our service members, they're out in the freezing cold, extreme heat, uncomfortable boots, and they're out there sacrificing and doing things for us so we can be free, so I can stand here and be cold for a little bit. Now I'd like to ask Shannon, you will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army.
Oh, no. Dave is to stay on the table. She has to get the wreath first and walk over to the kickstands. You on Dave? Is Dave hot? Next meet. Get me, take me.
Now
to
Teresa
Dave.
Carlson, where'd she go? There she is. Will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving
You
in
can go
the
back to me.
United States Marine Corps.
And you go to Dave. Tell Sam's not in position. Come and get a position. You go with me. Go to Dave or something.
Now the Honorable Keith Sidnor will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United
Dave?
States Navy.
I'm back at the plane. I'm just going to go back and forth between those to take me.
Now Alexander Parker will lay a
Dave.
veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the
You
United
have to move a
States
little
Air
faster
Force.
between those two. I got him too.
Now Alex
Dave.
Laurie will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard.
I got him, sure. Dave.
Now Kirk Towder will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marines.
No, not you, Sean. Stop looking up. You st-
Now Nick Barrow will lay a veteran's wreath in
Got you,
honor of the
Cutaway.
93,129 United States servicemen from all branches
I
of the
can't do
service
all of that.
whose last known status was either prisoners of war or missing in action. These individuals have
Just
never
stay on, Dave.
returned to their families and homes. We shall not forget you.
Well, I got him. Who has the best shot of this, me or Sam? I'll say Sam.
Now I'm asking Chief Russ Hamill will lay a veteran's
Dave.
wreath in memory of those who served and are serving as first responders.
It says Dave, stand by, Dave, you're hot. Speed it up. I'm on him.
I apologize for not getting this correct, but I'm asking that Dan Mosley and his service dog Perry will lay a veteran's wreath in honor of all the service dogs and their owners that serve our country, including our local service dog location, Fidos for Freedom.
That's the last one. Yeah, go down, sir. Hold on. I haven't yet. Go. I got it. Remember they couldn't find the reverend, so this may go past that.
Now, Lisa Wright will lay a wreath in memory of the 22 veterans per day that commit suicide. We will never forget.
I didn't know she was gonna move. I got her. Oh, where's she? Tell him to go out of here. Get a cutaway, Sean. Get okay. Now you can come back to me.
In closing, we encourage every volunteer here today who places a wreath on a veteran's grave to say the veteran's name aloud and to take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It's a small act that goes a long way toward keeping the memory of our veterans alive. Remember, we are not here to decorate graves. We are here to remember not their deaths, but their lives. Each wreath is a gift of appreciation from a grateful America. These live wreaths symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to the families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand that freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come at a cost that someday you may have to pay for yourself. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have the freedom to do just that. Thank you all for being here today. Before we get started, there's a couple items I need to bring to your attention.
They're not moving yet, Sean.
Hold
You
on.
have to wait till they get to the wreaths.
The color guard will lead
Nobody's
us
moving.
across the street, so if everyone could just line up behind them and follow them, they'll take us over safely. Please take a wreath and a stand. We might not have enough stands, but please just take a wreath. The veterans' graves are marked with American flags. That's how you know where to place the wreath.
What about you, Sean?
The bow should be at the 12 o'clock position when you place it.
As a cutaway.
It is important to have that intimate moment with the hero you are honoring. And at the end, the Honorable James Cross will be playing taps at the cemetery. There seems to be quite a few people. If there's a family or group, could just maybe just take one or two, so then everybody gets a chance and everybody has a wreath to lay. If not, we can still honor our veterans. So thank you very much. Color guard, if you want to line up.
Okay. Got the color guard shot from this end. I don't know what that means, Sean. There? I don't. Just say the filter. They haven't even started moving, so I got them here. People getting loose. Watch out, too. My shot? You want me shot? On whose shot? No, you need to be on me. You don't see anything over there on Dave, do you? He's across the street. Take my shot, try to take my shot. They're getting ready to grab. They're grabbing Wreaths and walking out. Take my shot. Once they start moving into the street, then you
I know. Yeah.